some days things just don't go right. George Digweed, Andy Crow, in the target-rich environment of the southeast of England, they make it look so easy. For Jaf Jefferson in Somerset, out on the rooks and the pigeons, today is one of those days. Or rather, not one of those days.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't shot particularly well today.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
No, you're right, you haven't.
Yeah. Yeah, some days I come out and I shoot okay. Today I'm not shooting very well at all, really.
So what do you reckon's going wrong?
I think a little bit of camera shy, I guess, you know. Another thing, I don't really get out often enough to...
Do you think it's concentration? Or, I mean, are you kind of distracted by having me sitting here in the...
That's a possibility.
I'm giving you excuses now.
Yeah, very, very good excuses.
Another problem is lack of birds. One goes past, Jaf goes bang and misses, then has to stew on it for 5 minutes while he waits for the next one.
No, I mean, we're in Somerset, so we're not renowned for massive bags for pigeons, you know. I've had good days. My best day on pigeons is 180. My best day on the rooks and the crows was 127, which was just down the road. That was in May. The farmer had the winter barley coming up. And what they were doing, they were pulling it out the ground, actually lifting the roots out the ground to get all the leather jackets and whatever else around the roots, you know.
Well, even after the barley, they just...
No, they're just ripping it out the ground just so they could get to the insects around the roots. Which obviously is ruining the crop.
Yeah.
And I ended up shooting 127 that day. The thing is, we all know rooks, Charlie, it can go either way. They'll either come in, you know, or they won't. Some days I've gone out to shoot pigeons and I've ended up shooting more rooks than pigeons, you know. I think it's just the way they act on the day. We all know that rooks and, you know, jackdaws and that, they can come in just as well as pigeons sometimes. All depends on the day.
So you can get 127 in a day here, and a flick through Jaf's photo album shows he has had some good days. Just not today. And with this number of birds in the area, this is the film that Jaf took on his phone to lure me down, the farmer has been complaining.
Yeah, I mean, because all the bad weather lately, the rain and stuff, he just can't cut his wheat. So basically he's got two problems. He's got the weather destroying his crop, as well as the rooks coming down on the laid wheat. They're just, you know, decimating it really. But just up the road, he's got like this area of natural kind of land, but he leaves just for lapwings. And when they come to nest, so in the springtime, the crows, they hammer the lapwing nests as well.
Yeah.
Which obviously causes a big problem. And it's not just lapwings, it's all the other little nesting birds as well.
Now you may recognise Jaf as a leading light in the South Somerset Ferreters, a group of families who like to go ferreting instead of shopping on a Saturday afternoon. And he is always coming up with new sporting ideas. This week, it's the Rookie Wobbler.
I made some little sort of floaters really, well, bouncers as you like to call them.
Is this the Jaf patent design?
Yeah. So hopefully try and just get a little bit of sort of movement on the decoy in the wind without them falling over, obviously. But we'll set a few out and see if they will have a bit of movement to the pattern, you know. Yeah, what they wrap bricks in on, you know, in the builders merchants, basically you get it all, they just throw them away in the skip. So I just utilise it and make these little bouncers, you know, with a bit of duct tape. And it works quite effectively really. And it's free, which I like.
Back in the hide and things are still not going well. It's time for desperate measures. I lent him my shotgun, a Browning 725 over and under, to see if it improves his shooting. This is a shotgun that has a profound effect on my shooting, but will it work for Jaf?
Missed again.
So you hate that gun then, do you?
Well, I'm hating all guns at the moment.
It's time to give the birds a rest. Isn't that what we've been doing all day? And find out what's going on with Jaf's shooting. I pack him off to gun fitting expert Dennis Stepney, who has just opened a new gun shop in Somerset called UK Gun Repairs. Dennis checks Jaf's gun fitting first and finds nothing wrong with it. Then he watches the Shotkam footage from Jaf's morning on the rooks, and he finds plenty wrong with that. First up, a rook, then a series of pigeons.
Oh, that's interesting. You're on the way. Not enough lead on that one, and slightly underneath it.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, yeah.
That's a lucky rook. And much the same.
Yeah, both shots were the same, weren't they? Under and behind.
Jaf was aiming at the rook and missed it to one side. With the pigeons, he is simply giving them too much lead.
That's all starting well. Where are you off to, Jaf? Where are you
In another
off to?
county by the look of it.
Somewhat enthusiastic, I would say.
By the look of it, I'm just giving them maybe too much lead, you know.
Yes, can I say to you, did you have a particularly good day's pheasant shooting at the end of last season?
I did, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I shot really well.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's what I think you're remembering, you know. The forward allowance you gave those good driven birds. You're rather enthusiastic there. I would think you could have cut that back by 50%.
Do you think this is like a common problem for other pigeon shooters as well?
Yeah,
maybe?
very much so.
Yeah,
very much so.
Yeah.
I think we're all besotted with lead. We know it needs it. We know the thing's going forward.
Yeah.
But you can get carried away. And many good shots miss in front.
Yeah.
This one here, you see, look, you're off again.
Yeah, I think I got the line.
Line's
okay.
perfect.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's just the lead again, isn't it? Need to learn where to judge distance and speed.
Few clays,
Yeah.
someone looking over your shoulder. That's the real plus.
Yeah.
So if it is pheasant shooting that is spoiling his pigeon shooting, could Jaf's foxing and rabbiting with a rifle also be a factor?
Here we go. In the days of shooting competition clays on a regular basis, I would never shoot a rifle on a Friday night prior to the weekend.
I get you.
Because, quite frankly, two totally different disciplines,
Yeah,
you know. And you find yourself being deliberate with the rifle, and of course you carry that on to shotgun shooting.
So what other common mistakes do you see or think that other pigeon shooters make as well?
Two things really. Number one, gun fit.
Yeah.
Gun fit is always a problem because, Jaf, both you and I are, to put it polite, vertically challenged. Yeah. So the chances of us getting a gun off the rack to fit us, fairly unlikely. Okay. So gun fit is important. Stopping the gun, swinging through, seeing the lead. Let's just have a little check. Of course, pigeon shooting is important to us. We really look forward to it, so you make it very important, so you try not to miss. And after all said and done, this is hand-to-eye coordination, natural.
Now, I don't know what it is. I mean, like I say, I've shot really well in the past, but lately it's just going downhill, you know.
It more than likely would be something really silly.
Yeah.
The fact that you've had a bad day, so the next time you go out, you over-try.
I'll overcompensate. Yeah.
How many times have you been in a hide where someone says, Jaf, on your left, and you turn around quickly,
bang,
boff.
Yeah.
And you think, well, how on earth did I do that? It's natural.
Yeah.
The next bird you see coming from 3 fields away, you shuffle your feet, you do all the bits and pieces, and then you make a real mess of it.
Yeah.
Because you try too hard. And I think
I can agree with all of that. Yeah.
Now it is day 3 and Jaf is out in a different part of Somerset, setting up on the pigeons this time. It's stubble and he is out with the gamekeeper Ryan when I find him. Again, bird numbers are not great.
I just think there's so much wheat being cut that they're just fairly spread out, to be honest with you, and there's still plenty being cut at the moment.
As for shooting straight, Ryan agrees with Dennis. Don't think about it too much.
To be honest, he's a fairly good shot. I just think he's having a bit of a moment at the minute, whether it's a midlife crisis or not, I don't know. I just try not to overcompensate things, you know, otherwise you start thinking about your shots and missing and stuff like that. So I try to go out and basically just, not think about it too much and just enjoy the day. And
I take over from Ryan so he can go off and water his birds. So when those first pigeons come in, what's Jaf going to do? And then, at last, one of those pesky rooks. He gets 2 in a row. It looks like Dennis's advice is working. What did you do right there?
Didn't think about it too much, I don't think. Just went with my instinct rather than, Trying to think too much about the shot, I guess. I need to be shown where I'm going wrong, especially lately.
We end up with a small but worthwhile bag. Now there's only one more thing to get right. He just needs to work on the dog.
Come on!
Self-critical, that man. For more about UK gun repairs, visit ukgunrepairs.co.uk.
Rosie, here!